Hey, Antoine, John McClane called. He wants his movie back. As that earlier jab would indicate, the story of this film is very familiar territory to anybody who has seen an action film in the past 4 decades. As such, it hits a lot of the same cliches. It hits every single cliche in the book, such as the impractical explosions, the Rube Goldberg-esque action stuff from when things blow up, the one-liners. Then you couple that with a lot of the cliches from films that either are set in Washington, D.C., have to do with the president, or have to do with America in general, and you get a nice, genuine piece of government cheese. Yes, that was a lame joke, but I do not regret it. It also doesn't help the fact that this film features some of the worst CGI implemented in a live-action film that I've seen thus far. I mean, it's the kind of thing that it's not Birdemic bad, but it's bad enough to actually take you out of the movie because you can tell that it's fake. I mean, I understand, like, well, they couldn't very well actually destroy stuff in Washington, D.C. to get a realistic shot, but even just the way the helicopters looked, the way a lot of the aircraft looked, and the way a lot of the missiles looked, it's like they just said, hey, let's just lift some of the stuff from Call of Duty and put it over live-action footage, and no one will know the difference, whereas you know the difference, because it looks so fake. There's literally a Roland Emmerich-inspired disaster scene in this film. It's like the Washington Monument's falling, you've got the people running, and these really badly animated CGI bricks from the Washington Monument are falling on top of these people. It's laughably bad. Now, the shots in the film that don't rely on CGI are actually pretty good, but the overall editing style and the pacing of it, it felt like I was watching a 2-hour episode of 24 that was crossed over with The West Wing. That's the best way I can describe it. I almost kept kind of expecting that partway through the film we'd see that timer doing the whole beep, 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 beep. Felt like something that could have been divided into a mini-series almost. And probably would have done better if it was divided into a mini-series because it had a lot of the same beats where, okay, well, here's where it could cut off as one episode, here's where it could cut off as another. And so, yeah, it felt like a TV movie. Probably would have done better if it was like a TV mini-series and not a theatrical film. In the case of the acting, the actors they have do a good job with what they're given, but even actors like Aaron Eckhart and Morgan Freeman can't save what is ultimately a very formulaic and very cliched film. Now, it may seem like I disliked this film, but I didn't. I enjoyed it in the same manner that anybody who watches an action film from the 80s might enjoy it. Because, I mean, people were laughing at some of the craziness and goofiness of the action scenes. They laughed at the one-liners, and they laughed at a lot of the same cliches. There was even some unintentional laughter in the theater as I was watching it. So, if you're into the 80s style action films like The Expendables, or even films like Die Hard, you'll probably enjoy it because that's pretty much what this film is. It's Die Hard, set in the White House, with Gerard Butler replacing Bruce Willis. That's pretty much all I can say about that. If you're into that sort of thing, you'll enjoy it, but wait till it gets to the dollar theaters. It's not worth the full ticket price. On my personal scale, I'm giving Olympus Has Fallen a 3 out of 5. So that's it for this week's episode of Romney's Reviews. I don't know what I'm reviewing next week, so here it is, and I'll see you next time.